Hi everybody! Today we are in Medellin. This is a beautiful city and we have a very special guest today. Hi my friend, what's your name?
Hello, I'm Juan Miguel.
Hello Juan Miguel, how are you? How you feel living in this city?
Well, I feel pretty good living in Medellin because the city is beautiful. I will say that the main thing that I like the most from Medellin is how sweet the people is. How can you be with the people and you can feel like in a home. And also, its weather is beautiful sometimes. You can see the mountains, how the landscape, you can see it's pretty beautiful.
Yes, somebody that lives here tell me that Medellin has a lot of cultural movements, lot of cultural people, and you can interact with the people every time in the metro, in the university. That's right, or there is something that is different of that?
I would say that's correct. Yeah, you can interact with any people. Well, of course, you sometimes found someone that don't like to talk and stuff like that. But yeah, in general, people here are pretty like friendly. Let's say like that. Yeah, in general, the ambience in the city it's pretty good, and you, as I said before, you can feel like in a home.
Talking about ambience, we are here in the EAFIT Idiom Center, and the beautiful trees, the beautiful lake is very important. In Medellin, we have a lot of trees, a lot of plants, and there is something that people like, that is going to like community centers to visit the naturalness of Medellin. So, what do you think about the natural part of Medellin that is very important in the city, that makes like watch very well?
Well, I would say that in Medellin, the people have to take conscience about saving the nature, because as we live in a valley, the valley of Aburrá, and I say that it's important to save the plants, the trees, lakes, all that stuff, because we have seen in the recent days that the contamination around the city has been pretty high. The pollution levels are in the skies, and yeah, I think that the citizens should start making conscious to how we can save the planet.
All right, all right. So, thank you very much for this interview. It's very short, but I think that we have a very good like imagine of Medellin now.
No problem.
As Juan Miguel says in the last interview, Medellin is a lot of contaminated. So we now want to interview somebody that know about this problematic. So now we have our special guest. What is your name?
Bueno, hi, I'm Sofia Merino, and today I'm going to talk about the problematic of the pollution in Medellin. In these days, we have seen that the air is very contaminated, also because of the cars. The government has implemented like some strategies, but they have not been very like good. So also another things that are happening is that we are using a lot of plastic. The rivers, the Rio Medellin is very contaminated also. Yeah.
So do you think the very problem of the contamination is based on the car? A lot of people move in car in Medellin, and it is needs allowed to implement to stop the contaminated of the cars.
Yes, because well, we can see there's a lot of cars and there's a lot of traffic, all the air that is polluting. Also the trucks is like the 30% of what is polluting the air. So
All right, so this problematic it's so common to choke in Medellin, and a lot of mayors tried to improve this bad activity of move in intercombustion cars. So, do you think it's important to the mayors and politicians improve the uses of electric cars in Medellin?
I think yes. I know that all the people is not very like well paid or something, like all their resources to buy another. But I think that maybe the government and all the people that is from there need like to implement those things, and also in the education, but like not only about the cars, also about all the things we can transport and
All right, thank you very much for the information. So we continue talking about the contamination in Medellin, that is a problem, and we were telling to you that the cars are very important to solve this problem. So we have our special guest, Anna, that will explain us what are the solutions of this problematic. Anna, hi, how are you?
Good, and you?
And what do you think the cause of this problem?
First, the air pollution in Medellin is dangerous for sensitive groups, and plus COVID-19 it's becoming more and more dangerous. So this is an important message to the mayor Daniel. For the mayor Daniel Quintero to implement these things to the city. So first, it's the usage of electric buses instead of the buses that use gas. Also, this is something that concerns to all of us, and each one of us should afford something. So it's important to don't use fireworks because it can pollute the environment and also make fires. And also we shouldn't throw waste into water because it can pollute the environment, and also it's bad for animals' health.
So that's important to say that the contamination is not only for the look of the city, is for the salubrity, for the environment. That with contamination we are like invading these spaces. Now we will talking about the use of trees to improve the contamination. Everybody knows that the tree can convert the dioxide of carbon to oxygen. So what do you think the implement of a lot of trees in Medellin?
I think Medellin has a lot of green areas, and that helps a lot for the polluted city that we have. If we didn't have them, it would be way worse. But it's really important to take care of the trees and plant even more, because how you say, it produces more oxygen and it's better for everyone's health, and for these people that have risks because of the health, COVID-19 and everything.
As you know, the contamination problem is very bad for the city. So we want to tell about this problem to Daniel Quintero and his management team to salute or taking care to this problem. So now we want to tell us about another problematic in Medellin that our guest Laura wants to communicate this problem and want to explain it to everybody.
Okay, so first, the violence is like something that presents around the world. But today, I'm going to focus more like in Medellin violence?
So it is very common in the movies that tell us about the violence in Medellin. So we were talking about the narco culture and the Medellin cartel. So where the Medellin cartel is?
Where?
Pues, o sea,
¿Dónde?
¿dónde está el cartel de
Síguelo.
Medellín? Entonces usted dice como que, no, the cartel of... So we were talking about the narco culture and the Medellin cartel. So where the Medellin cartel is?
No, okay. As we know, the Medellin cartel is over, but and also we see like a lot of difference of the like the dealer groups and all of that, and other like situations that present is, for example, the robs, kidnappings, and traffic of humans.
So what are the like violence type in Medellin? Because you are telling me that the cartel of Medellin ends, but the violence of Medellin is still alive. So in these all interviews, we talk about the violence in Medellin, the contamination, about the how beautiful is Medellin, and now we are talking with Sebastian that is going to talk about the solutions to the violence in Medellin that I think is the most important problem now. So, Sebastian, can you tell us please about the solutions?
Okay, so we all know that Medellin is a wonderful place, but the violence is a very important topic, like right now, because like it is happening a lot. But the real solution is in us, is the peace, and it starts at home.
But how homes, like how the mothers of the new kids can prevent the violence in Medellin?
Okay, for example, if you are a mom or you are a dad or something like that, and you have a kid, the first thing that you need to do is listen to him or listen to her, because we don't know what is going on inside their life. We don't know like what is happening in their schools, in their kinders or something like that. So the first step is listening to them.
Do you think that the poor of the people make they to make murders, to make more violence, more robbed, or something like that?
Yes, it may happen, but I don't think that it's like a justification for that. Like you can be poor or you can have like economical troubles or something like that, but that doesn't mean that you have to do this kind of actions. So yes. Okay, I want to tell Daniel Quintero to implement the police in a more good way, because the police is for the city, not for only the rich people.